Right. Let's look at the mathematics model paper released by Ministry of Education for 2025-26 exams. Right. So we'll look at the first part. Right. Part A. First question is find the arc length of a sector shaped lamina with radius 7 centimeter and perimeter 25. Right. So this is what type shape? This shape. So there's 7 centimeter radius here, another 7 centimeter radius here, and the arc length L. So 25 centimeters is made up of, the perimeter is made up of L plus 7 plus 7, the two radius plus the arc length. So you will get what? 25 is equal to L plus 7 plus 7. So then L is equal to what? Arc length is equal to 25 minus 14, 11 centimeters. Right. Then let's look at the second question. Using the information given in the figure, find the value of x. Right. So we can first find this angle. This is what? The total angle along a straight line is what? 180, no? So this angle would be 70 degrees because the total angle is 180. Right. Then A, B, C is isosceles triangle because AC and BC are equal, no? So that means this angle, let's say y, then this angle is also y. So we'll first find y, then we can find x. So 2y plus 70 is going to be 180. Total angle is 180, no, in a triangle. So 2y is equal to 110. So y is equal to 55. Then x is what? Again, x plus y is what? Angle along a straight line. So that is 180. So x plus 55 is equal to 180. Therefore, x is what? 180 minus 55. So 125 degrees. Right. Now let's look at the third question, which is right. Just solve this. So what do you need to do? Multiply every term by this denominator term. So every term multiply by x. Right. So you will end up with what? 2x. These x's cancel in the second term. And you get 2x minus 3 equals 4x, or 2x equals minus 3. Then divide by 2, you get x. X is equal to minus 3 over 2. That's what we want to find. Solve for x. Right. Then let's look at the fourth one. Right. Log form is given. If log 2x equals 0, you have to find the value of x. So convert to which form? Index form. There's an easy way to remember how to convert to index form. This base raised to the number here. This base you raise to the number on the right hand side. So you will get what? 2 to the 0. That is going to be equal to this inside part of the log, which is x. So we want to find x, no? X equals 2 to the 0. 2 to the 0 is what? Any non-zero number raised to 0th power is 1. So x is equal to 1. Right. Now let's look at the next question, number 5. Complete the following theorem using suitable geometric terms. The angle formed by extending a side of cyclic quadrilateral. So this is what? External angle, right? That's the theorem. external angle formed by extending a side of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to its interior opposite angle. Interior opposite angle. So if you guys recall, if you have cyclic quadrilateral like this, if I extend this line, this angle, let's say x, is equal to this one, interior opposite angle. That is what this theorem states, right? Okay, then let's look at the next question, number 6. So number 6, simplify. So take the common denominator. What's the common denominator? 2x, no? So first term, denominator has to be multiplied by 2, numerator has to be multiplied by 2. Right, now you can write it under one denominator. So 2, put bracket, this minus sign has to be distributed, remember. So now distribute the minus sign, 2 minus x, minus minus become plus 1. So you get what, 3 minus x over 2x. So that's the simplified form, right? Okay, now let's look at the next one. Question number 7. Using the information provided below, find the first approximation of root 75. So we have been given 4 square term values. Which one is the closest to 75? That's what you need to find. What is the closest to 75? This is 8.5. This is closer than this. This 8 point. This is the closest to 75, right? So that means square root 75 is going to be approximately close to what? 8.7. Find the closest, then take the square root. So 8.7 square root is 8.7. So that is the approximation, right? Now let's look at question number 8. In the Venn diagram, number of elements in set A is 15, number of elements in set B is 8. And if you look at, B is a subset of A. Everything in B will be inside of A. That's clear, no? B is a subset of A, no? All the elements of B will be inside A. We need to find what? First, number of elements in the union. Union is what? This, no? Both sets together. So that just means just A. A union B is just A. So this one is what? Number of elements in A, right? Number of elements in A. So this is equal to 15, right? Next one is what? Number of elements in A intersection B dash. What is this? A intersection B dash has to be in A and not B. Intersection means common, no? Not B and A. What is the area common to not B and A? This part. What do you need to do? From A, number of in A, you have to get rid of number of elements in B. You want that, no? So 15 minus 8, 7. Right. So that's the answer for that one. Right. Now let's look at question number 9. In the given figure, ADB, this angle, and ACB, this angle are equal. Under which case the two triangles ABC and ABD are congruent. So we have this first, ADB equal ACB and Another couple of angles are equal. These two 90-degree angles, DAB equal to ABC equal to 90, right? So two angles and they have a common side. Common side is what? Common side is AB. So this is what? Angle side. So this is congruent under angle side. Angle side. Common side is AB, no? And two angles are the same. So this is congruent under AAS, angle side, right? Then let's look at the next one, number 10. A certain person pays an annual income tax of rupees 12,000. Calculate his total annual income according to the table. So first 1.8 million is tax free. So he is paying tax means he already has an income greater than 1.8. So he already has this income. So keep that in mind. So he already has 1.8. Now we have to figure out what is the extra amount he has. So he's paying 12,000 as his tax, income tax. So 12,000 as tax. So principal will take as X. He is paying how much? 6%. So that is 6 over 100. Now let's figure out X. What is that? You take, can divide by 6. So 2000 X over 100. So X 200,000. So he is earning more 200,000 more than 1.8 million. For that he has to pay 6% tax. That is what this 12,000 is. So the total income is what? This 1.8 plus this 200,000. So total income 1.8 million plus the 200,000. 200,000 is the taxable income. 1.8 is the tax-free income. So total together he gets 2 million or 20 lakhs, right? So that is the total income, right? Find the least common multiple of these algebraic terms, right? First let's find the least common multiple of 2, 3, 4. What is that? 12, no? 12 is the least common multiple of 2, 3 and 4. Then x terms, x squared, no? There's the x squared and all three terms have a y. So there's the least common multiple. First do the numbers. 2, 3, 4. Least common multiple is 12. Then do the x terms, which is x squared. Then the y terms. Y, only y, no? All three terms have a y. So least common multiple becomes 12 x squared y. Right. Then we'll look at the 12th question. Select the continuous data from the list below and mark them with a tick. Right. Number of members in a family is discrete, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Mass of a child. Mass is always continuous. 75.3, 70.25, like that. Kgs, like that. So this is continuous. Length is also continuous, no? It doesn't have to be 5, 10, no? It can be 5.51 meters, like that. So these two are continuous, right? Then find the value of x using the information given in the figure. So we are given this figure in question number 13. We have to use it to find x, right? This angle. So what is given? AB is parallel to DC and AB is equal to DC. So that means what? pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal, then this quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So this is a parallelogram. These two sides are also going to be parallel and equal to each other. So that you have to use, because pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal means this quadrilateral is going to be a parallelogram, right? Then you can use parallelogram properties and get the x value. So first focus on this right angle triangle, this one. So then 90 30, then this angle is 60, no, because total has to be 180, no. Then what do we know? Opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. Opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. So that means 80 is equal to x plus 60. So then x angle is 20 degrees, right? Right, now let's look at question number 14. Length of a prism with cross-sectional area, this amount, is 12 centimeters. Calculate its volume. So volume of a prism is what? Cross-section area into length. So we have both, no? Cross-section area is 36 and the length is given to be 12. So 36 into 12 is what? 432 cubic centimeters, right? Okay, next one is what? Custom duty of 8% is charged when importing a certain item. If the duty paid for an item is 40,000, find the value of the item before the custom duty was added, right? So this is the amount that is paid as duty, 40%. That is 8% of the value. That is 8% of the value of the item. So 8% of the item is equal to what? 40,000. So that means what? 1% of the item is equal to what? 40,000 over 8, which is 5,000. So 1% of the item is valued at 5,000. So we want the total value, no? So 100% is what? Multiply by 100. This is 1% value, no? 5,000 into 100. So the value of the item is what? 500,000. So because 8% of the item is equal to 40,000, the duty. So then just figure out what is 1% of the item. Then multiply it by 100 to get the value of the item. Right. Then let's look at question number 16. In the given figure, EG is 2 centimeters. EG, this one is 2. Find the length of BC. We need to find this length. Let me label it as X. Right. So, right. Okay. So this one you have to use the midpoint triangle theorem. So focus on this triangle, BDF triangle. Focus on that triangle. So we can use the midpoint theorem. So because BE and ED are equal and BG and GF are equal, right? So EG connects the midpoints of these two lines, BD and BF. Then what do we know? We know from the midpoint theorem, these two are parallel, and this is 2, no? This is 2 means, this is 2 means, this is double of that, no? That has to be, DF has to be 4. DF has to be 4. So now we have DF length. Now you can find BC length. So to find DF length, we had to use midpoint theorem for the triangles, which states what? When you connect midpoints of two lines of a triangle, so EG is that line, then that line is going to be parallel to the third line, and third line is double the length of that line. So this line is going to be double the length of EG. EG is 2, no? So then DF is 4, right? So using that, we found DF. Now using similar triangles, you can find what? You can find the BC length. So ADF triangle and ABC triangle are similar. So what do we know about similar triangles? Corresponding side ratios are the same. So AD is AD over the big triangle length, which is AB, is equal to what? Equal to DF over BC length. And now use what is given. AB is what? 3 times AD, right? Because these three lengths are the same, no? Look. So AB is 3 times AD. 3 times AD. AB, look. AB is 3AD, no? Because these lengths are the same. So AB is made up of these three parts, which is 3AD. Right. DF we know, which is 4. BC I want to find, I label it as X. Now just simplify. AD cancel, so 1/3 is equal to 4x, and X is what? 12, cross multiply. So 12 centimeters. That is the length of BC. Right. Let's look at the next question, question number 17. So sine theta is given, triangle is given, find the value of cos theta. Sine theta is 8 over 10. So what is this? You have to use so, ka, tova. Sine is what? Opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is 8. Hypotenuse is what? Then 10. This you can also verify using the Pythagoras theorem, but we'll use the ratio. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. What is cos? We want to find cos, no? Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is what? 6. Hypotenuse is what? 10. So 6 over 10. Right. So that one you just need to remember the ratios. Sine ratio, cos ratio, and tan. Easy way to remember this is so, ka, tova. So means sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Ka means cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Tova means tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. Right. Okay. Right. Next you have a inequality. Represent the integral solution. Only the integer solutions. So keep that in mind of the inequality given on the number line. Right. So let's first solve the inequality. Move 1 to the other side. So 2x is less than 4. Then divide by 2. So x has to be less than 2. So first integer solution is what? 1. Then 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So those are the integer solutions, right? Any integer value less than 2. Can't include 2, no? This is less than 2, no? Right? So mark only the integer solutions, okay? Don't do something like this. That will be wrong. Then you are taking all the solutions. They are only asking integer solutions, right? Okay, let's look at question number 19. Right. So in the given circle, the center is O. Find the value of x. Find the value of x. So this is 90. This is 90, mean this is 90. This is also 90. So this is also 90. So if we can find A or D, then we can find x using what? Using this triangle. Using this triangle, this right angle triangle, we can figure out x, because we know one angle is 90, other one is x. If we can find A or D angle, this question is done, right? That we can use a circle theorem. What is the circle theorem we can use? Angle at the center. So what's the theorem? The angle at the center is what? Twice the angle at the circumference. Twice the angle at the circumference. So we are considering the same section, AD section. Okay, this. So then look at this. This is the angle at the circumference. No? Angle at the circumference is 36. Then the theorem says the angle at the center would be twice that. So this one. So then AOD angle is 36 into 2. So 72 degrees. Right. So now you can find x using that red triangle. This triangle. AOB triangle. Use AOB triangle. What do we know? X plus 90 plus 72 is equal to 180. So then x is what? 180 minus 90 minus 72. So 18. So x is 18 degrees. Right. Okay. Then let's look at the 20th question. Write the equation of the straight line AB shown on the coordinate plane. So we know what? Equation of a line is what? Y equals mx plus c. M is the gradient. C is the y-intercept. So let's try to find those two terms. Y-intercept is easy. No? The y-intercept is 4. So C is 4. So y is equal to mx plus 4. Right. Now we have to find m. So pick any point on the line. If you can pick any point on the line and substitute to the line, you can find m. So they have given another point. No? So use that. What is this point? X value 2, y value 2. That point is on the line. No? So then it has to satisfy the line. So substitute 2 comma 2 into the equation we just found. Y equals mx plus 4 into 1. It has to satisfy because 2 comma 2 is on the line. So y is 2, x is 2. So now simplify and find m. 2m is equal to minus 2. Then m is equal to minus 1. Right. So then you can write the final answer. Gradient is minus 1. So minus x plus 4, y equals minus x plus 4 is the line we are looking for. So use this form of the line, y equals mx plus c. So y intercept is easy to recognize. Then to find the gradient, they have given another point. So use that and the question is done. Right. Also, you can find the gradient using this also. This way also is possible. Focus on this red triangle. Gradient is what? Rise over run. What is the rise? 4 minus 2, but this is going down, so put a minus sign. Minus 2. Run is what? Again in this direction, length is what? 2, no? Minus 2 over 2, so minus 1. That way is also possible to find the gradient. Okay, right. Okay, right. Then let's look at question number 21, which is what? Sample space for tossing an unbiased tetrahedral die twice is shown in the grid. Encircle the event that the sum of the scores from the two tosses is 7 no more. We want 7 no more. So 4 plus 4, this is okay. 4 plus 3 is okay. No, others are not okay. So 4 plus 3. So only these three. No? So circle that all the others, when you add them, is less than 7. No? Right. So that is the answer for that part. Right. Right. Now let's look at question 22. AB is a diameter of a circle with center O. Find the value of x and y. Right. So OBC is what? Equilateral triangle. So this is 60. This is 60. This is 60. Right. And ABCD is what? ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. So now you can use properties of a cyclic quadrilateral to find x and y. What do we know about cyclic quadrilateral? Opposite angles add up to 180 degrees. So this angle B and D add up to 180. So using that property, opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180. So 60 plus x add up to 180. So x is 120 degrees. Similarly, angle C, this big angle, and y add up to what? Add up to 180. Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180. So 130, 60 plus 70, no? So 130 plus y is equal to 180. So y is equal to 50. Right. So that one you have to remember properties of cyclic quadrilateral to do. Right. Okay. Then 23. How long will it take for Pramit to reach a floor at 320 meter height from the ground floor using an elevator traveling at a speed of 8 meters per second? Right. So what is this? What is our formula? Distance is speed times time. Distance is speed times time. We want time, no? So time is distance over speed. So distance is 320, speed is 8. So 320 over 8 is what? 40. 40 seconds. It will take 40 seconds for him to get to the 320 meters, right? Okay, then 24th question is just matrix multiplication. So AB 2 minus 1 0 4 into 0 minus 2. So you will get what, a column vector, right? So how to get the first one? 2 into 0 plus minus 1 into minus 2, that is the first term. Second term 0 into 0 plus 4 into minus 2. So now simplify. 0 plus 2, so 2, 0 plus minus 8, minus 8, right? So that's the AB matrix, 2 minus 8. Right, now let's look at 25. ABC is a right angle triangle plane. A point P needs to be marked equidistant from all three sides using the knowledge of loci. Mark the point P. Right, so mark the angle bisector from C. Then the intersection point is P. So this will be P. So mark the angle bisector of that C angle. Right. Right. Then look at part B. Right. A factory distributed 1/5 of its daily production to the public sector and 1/3 of the to the local private sector. What fraction of the total production remains after distributing to the public and private sector? Right. So total is 1. Public you give 1/5, so we have to remove that, and 1/3 to the local private sector, so you have to remove that part also. So take the common denominator, which is 15. No? 15 minus 3 minus 5, so 7 over 15. That is the amount remaining as a fraction, 7 over 15. From the remaining portion, 3/4 is exported to the European market. What fraction of the total production is this? So from the remaining, which is 7 over 15, 3/4 is exported, so multiply by 3/4. So that is what, cancel, you get 5, 7 over 20. Right. Then if the value of the production of the factory after exporting to Europe, if the value of the production of the factory after exporting to Europe is 210,000, find the total value of the production of the factory of that day. If the value of the production of factory after exporting to Europe is rupees 210,000, find the total value of the production of factory that day. Right, let's see. So 210,000 is the remaining amount, right? Remaining amount after exporting to European market. Right. So That means what is the remaining amount? So after exporting to where local private and public, 7 over 15 was remaining, right? So then from that we have to get rid of 7 over 20, that is the European market. So then 60 is the common denominator, 28 minus 21, 7 over 60, right? This fraction is equal to 210,000, right? 7 over 60 is equal to, this fraction is equal to 210,000, right? So then we want the full amount now. So multiply by 60, divide by 7. So what do you get? 30,000 into 60. So 300,000 into 6, 1.8 million, right? 1.8 million. That is the total value of the production for the factory. So we had to use parts 1 and 2. After exporting to public and private, 7 over 15 is left. Then you export to Europe this amount. So the total left is 7 over 15 minus 7 over 20, which is, when you simplify to a fraction, 7 over 60, that is equal to 210,000. So to get the total value, you do what? Multiply by 60 and divide by 7, that value. So which will give you what, 1.8 million. Right. Now let's see. Last part of question number 1. 50 employees work 8 hours a day at this factory. On a certain day, 10 employees were absent due to illness. How many hours must the remaining employees work that day to complete the usual daily production? So total hours worked is what? 50 into 8. So 10 employees were absent. So then total, we know total work hours is 400. 10 employees absent mean only 40 are there. So 40 have to work this amount of hours, 400. So this is the work hours, total work hours, which is 400. Now 400 over 40. Only 40 employees are there, no? 10 are absent. So the rest of the employees have to work 400 over 40, 10 hours. So they will have to work 10 hours each to complete the same production. Right. Okay. Now let's look at question number 2. Sketch shows a garden divided for 2 crops. Okay. Sketch shows a garden divided for 2 crops. A, B, C, D is a trapezium shaped plot used for turmeric. And sector BC is for ginger. If the perimeter of the turmeric plot is 144 meters, find the radius of the sector. So the radius of the sector is BC, no? So let me label BC as R. So we know what we have given the perimeter of the turmeric plot, the trapezium. So 28 plus 30 plus 51 plus BC, which is the radius, is equal to 144. So the radius is what? 144 minus 28 minus 30 minus 51. So 28 minus 58 minus 109, 35, no, 35 meters. Let's check. Yes, 35 meter. 58, 109, yes, 35. So the radius is 35 meters. Calculate the length of the curved boundary BE. Length of the curved boundary BE. So arc length L. Angle is 45 degrees. Radius is how much? Radius is we found no 35, right? L is what? Radius 35, theta 45 over 180 times pi. So you will get what? We get pi will replace with 22 over 7, right? For 35, 45 over 180 into 22 over 7. Now simplify. This and this cancel, you get 5. This and this cancel, you get 4. So 5 into 22 divided by 4. 110 divided by 4, right? 110 divided by 4. So that is 27.5 meters. Right. Calculate how much area of the turmeric plot exceeds the, calculate by how much the area of the turmeric plot exceeds the area of the ginger plot. Right. So we need to calculate both areas. Turmeric is what? Half into the two parallel sides, the trapezium, no? 30 plus 51 into height AD, which is what? Which is 28. So 14 into 81. 14 into 81, which is 810 plus 324, 1134. Then let's figure out ginger area, which is what? Half r squared, half into r squared, which is 35 into 35. The angle is what? 45 over 180 into pi. So simplify. You have 45 and 180 cancels into 1 over 4. So half 35 into 35, 1 over 4. Pi is 22 over 7. Let's simplify. 5. You get this 2 and this one cancel, 11. What do you get? You're left with 5 into 35 into 11. So 175 into 11 over 4. So that is how much? 1750, 1925 over 4. So that is 450, 476.25. 476.25 meters per square. Calculate how much area of the turmeric plot exceeds the area of the ginger plot. So the difference. So difference is, what's the answer? Difference is what? 1134 minus 476.25. So that is how much? 523.75. 134. So you get 657.75 square meters. Right. Is 9,000. Wait. Let's double check this one. 1925 over 4 is what? 450. 450. Sorry. No, this is 481. No, 481.25. Sorry. So I have to get rid of 481.25. So 481. So I did 476. No, first. So yeah, this is 652 then. No, 652.75. Right. Yeah. So 652. 650. Let's check. 118.580. Yes, 5. Yes, 652.75. This has to be 481.25. Right. Okay. Now let's look at the fourth part. It is proposed to use a rectangle plot outside of this area for aloe vera cultivation, such that its area is 1/3 of the turmeric plot and AD as one of the boundaries. Draw this plot on the Venn on the diagram with the measurements. So it has to be a rectangular plot. AD has to be one of the boundaries. It is proposed to use a rectangular plot, use this area and boundary, such that its area is 1/3 of the turmeric plot. So let's figure out what is 1/3 of the turmeric. 1134 over 3. So what is that going to be equal to? What's that? Let's divide 300 to 210, 370. What is this? 1000. What do we get? Right. So we have to have something like this. 1/3 of the. So it's a rectangle like this. We have to give this length. So 28 into this length, let's say x. X is going to be equal to this amount, 1134 over 3, because the area is 1/3 of the turmeric. So let's see. So we have to get x. X is 1134 over 28 into 3. Right, let's try to simplify this. you can do what? 28. So we can half this, no? So you get 567, no? 567, 14 into 3. Then we can we divide by 3? 567. You can divide to, no, 170, 189, 190 is, yes. So you can divide by 3, no? 189, no? Yes. So 189 over 14. 189 over 14. So you can divide by 7, no? Now you can divide by 7. So you get 27 over 2, right? Yes. So 13.5 meters. So you have to label this as 13.5 meters. So that's the rectangle for the aloe vera. 28 into 13.5, right? Okay, next let's look at question number 3. Person invests rupees 10,000 to buy shares in a company. When the mark price of a share is rupees 40, how many shares can he buy? So 10,000 over 40. One share is 40, no? Divide 250, no? 10,000 into 4, yes, 250 shares. Company pays a dividend of rupees 4 per share. After receiving the dividend at the end of the year, he sells all his shares. If the total amount received is 250 less than his initial investment, find the selling price of a share. The company pays a dividend of rupees 4 per share. After receiving the dividend at the end of the year, he sells all his shares. If the total amount he received is 250 less than his initial. So the total amount he received is what? 250 less than his initial. So 10,000 minus 250. So total received is 10,000 minus 250, which is 9,750. So that is made up of what? That is made up of the dividend, which is 4 per share. He had 250 shares. So 4 into 250 plus he is selling each of the shares. So 250 into x. X is the selling price. That's what we want to find. So now let's simplify. This is 1000, 4 into 250. So 250x is equal to 9,750 minus 1000. So 250x is equal to 8,750. So divide by 250. So you get what? 35, no? 35. Let's see. Yes, 35, no? 35. 35 rupees. So his selling price is 35 rupees. It's 35 into 250. Right. Is 8,750, no? Correct. So that's his selling price, 35 rupees, right? Part 3 is what? He invests the total received from the dividend and the sale of shares. He invests the total amount received from dividend and the sale of the shares in a financial institute that pays 12% annual simple interest. Find the time taken to earn rupees 2340 as interest. So this is what I equals PRT. I is 2340. Principal is what? 9750. Interest rate is 12%. No? 12% means 12 over 100. And time, which is what we want to find. So let's simplify this. This 0 cancel. This becomes what? Let's see. 6. You can cancel that. 6 over 5. Then 975 you can divide by 5, which is what? 15. 195, right? 195 into 6. So 2340. 195 into 6 into t. Right. So time is 2340 over 195 into 6. Divide by that. So what is 195 into 6? 600 and 570. So 1170. So 2 years. It will take 2 years to get to 2340 as interest. Right. Then if a tax of rupees 117 is charged on his annual interest, what is the annual tax percentage charge? What is the annual tax percentage charge? So he is charged 117 on his annual interest. So annual interest is what? So 2 years 2340. No? So annual interest would be half of that, which is 1170. No? Right. Or you can use the simple interest formula with the given data, which time one to find that same thing. Right. So then from that he is tax 117. So what is that amount? This is 1 over 10. So 1 over 10 multiplied by 100 to get the percentage, 10%. Right. Now let's look at question number 4. Right. So data was collected on the number of hours a group of people watch TV over a month. Below are an incomplete table for angle at the center of a pie chart and an incomplete histogram. Right. Complete the blanks in the table using the given data. So 5 to 15. 4 people equals 36 degrees. So let's figure out what is 1 person. 4 is 36 degrees. So 1 is divided by 4, 9 degrees. So then 6 is 54 degrees. 10 is 90 degrees. Right. Then 25 to 35, let's use the table. Number of people is 12, right? So number of people 12. So 12 into 9 is the angle. So 6 is 54. 12 has to be double of that, 108. Right. Then total angle is 360, no? So to 45 to 65, we can figure out the angle by doing what? 360 minus the rest of the angles. So let's figure out that. 360 minus 36 minus 54 minus 108 minus 90. So 90, 90, 180, 180 minus 108, 72. So 45 to 65 is represented by 72 degrees. One person is 9 degrees, no? So the total number of persons is 72 over 9, which is 8. 8 people. So the table is done now. Now what to do? We need to do which time interval represents the highest number of people watching TV? 25 to 35. So answer is 25 to 35. Which time interval represents the highest number of people watching TV? So 25 to 35. Complete the histogram using the information from the completed table, right? So 5 to 15, 4 people. So let's draw 5 to 15, 4. 15 to 25, 6. 25 to 35 completed. 35 to 45, 10. 45 to 65, 45 to 65, 8. 45 to 65, 8. Right. Okay. So that's the histogram. Right. Right. So then last part is draw the frequency polygon using the histogram. So connect the midpoints of each of these bars. So this point with this point, midpoints, just mark the midpoints and then connect them. Right. So that's the frequency polygon. Right. So my lines are not straight. Better to use a ruler and draw some straight lines. Right. Let's draw it properly. Right. So that's the frequency polygon. Right. Right. Then let's look at the last question. Number 5. Group of friends is playing a game. First, one person must roll an unbiased die numbered from 1 to 6. Then they must randomly pick a button from a bag containing identical 1 blue, 2 yellow, 2 red. An incomplete grid for this is given below. Right. Complete the given grid representing the sample space. Right. So one person rolls a die. So 1 to 6 you can get. Then they must randomly pick a button from a bag containing identical 1 blue, 2 yellow, 2 red. Right. Okay, so let's try to complete this. So when he rolls a 1, he can either get blue 1, yellow 2, or red 1, red 2, right? Same thing. So all these points you have to mark. For 2 also you can get all 5 options. So just mark all of these points. So there's the sample space. Right, sample space is done. Describe the events A and B shown in the grid. A is rolling a 3 and picking a blue one. So A is rolling a 3 and picking blue. Right. Then B is what? B is you are rolling a 6 and picking any color. Doesn't matter. Rolling a 6 and any color. Right. Find the probability of getting an odd number on the die and a red button. Odd and red. 1 and red. So we'll just mark it first. 1 and red you can get. Then 3 and red you can get. Then 5 and red you can get. So that is 6 cases, right? 6 points, and total we have how many points? 6 into 5, 30. So 6 over 30. So 1 over 5 is this event probability. Right. So then to win a game, one must get an even number on the die and a blue button. An incomplete tree diagram is given. Right. Rolling a die and obtaining an even number. So what's that probability? Half, no? You get 2, 4, 6 and 3 odd numbers 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 3, 5. So this is also half. Getting a blue button. This is what? Getting blue. This is non-blue button. So you can write as obtaining blue, obtaining non-blue. No, this is non-blue. 4 over 5. There's how many? 2 yellow and 2 reds. No, so that's that. So same thing here. You get obtaining blue, obtaining non-blue, that means red or yellow. Obtaining, you can write it as that also, red or yellow. Obtaining red or yellow. You can write obtaining non-blue as obtaining a red or yellow also. Complete the blanks in the tree diagram. Done. Malaka participated in this game. Find the probability that Malaka wins the game. So how do they win the game? They win the game. If to win the game, one must get an even number and the blue button. So this one, even and blue. So half into 1/5. That is the only way you can win. So first you have to pick even, which is half, then blue, which is 1/5. So probability of winning is 1 over 10. Right. So that is the part 1 of the model paper. Right. In the next video we'll do part 2.